Hi, everyone. We've got a long way to go and we're still stuck with this current government, but it is kind of fun. I mean, if for nothing else, that sometimes we get to see these guys hash it out in the House of Commons, and I do get a kick out of it. It is nice to see this very, sort of transparent exchange, well, as transparent as they let us see, go on back and forth, right, in the House of Commons. And this was from a little while ago, about a month ago now. May 22nd is the date of this. And this is Pierre Poilievre and Trudeau going at it a little bit about why Canadians are so hungry.
Canadians are hungry. Literally, according to the Bank of Canada, the Food Banks Canada report, 50% of Canadians say they're worse off than a year ago. 25% are in food insecurity, and a quarter of young adults went to a food bank in 3 months alone this year. Why is it that Canadians who can't feed themselves have to keep feeding his morbidly obese government?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it would be slightly more credible to hear the Conservatives concerned about the challenges Canadians are facing if
Again, here he's going to, these are very valid questions, but here Trudeau is probably going to say the same things that they always say. They say the same things each and every time. Are they not embarrassed saying this over and over again? Let's listen.
If they hadn't stood and voted against more spaces in childcare, voted against our dental care program.
Childcare. You wouldn't need, I said this in the previous video, you wouldn't need $10 a day childcare. That has not surfaced. I don't see that anywhere. If one parent could stay home, if the mom could stay home and the dad could go to work and you could afford to live on one salary and have a home and a car like how it was in the 80s when I was growing up, that would be wonderful. And it doesn't matter to me which parent stays home. So you make your choice. But you wouldn't need all this daycare. Then we could stay home and raise our kids and afford to live. It's really hard out there for a lot of families.
And that
because of his stupid carbon tax driving up inflation, for Christ's sake.
2 million seniors have signed up for and has now delivered close to 100,000 dental appointments for seniors in just 22 days.
Okay, whatever. Your teeth are going to fall out anyway when you're a senior. And to have dental care for kids 12 and under, I think they've changed it now to 18 and under. When you're 12 and under, I found that particularly ridiculous because your teeth are so healthy. Your mouth and gums are so healthy when you're a small child. Your baby teeth, everything is so fresh, right? It's like you might get a cavity here or there. It's really when you grow a little bit older and when you're sort of that you need dental care provided for you. I'm happy that my mom finally has this dental care, but it's just my whole life she never had this. She only just got this like a month or two ago. Like, you've got this done, and so you're hoping that all the seniors will vote Liberal now? What were you doing before? What else have you provided? This is the only thing that I've come to see surface, and I'll give you that. Seniors do appreciate the dental care, but why did it take so long? You've been in power for 9 years.
They've also stood against our school foods program that's going to help 400,000 more kids across the country have full bellies as they start their school day. These are investments that they're opposed to. We are there to help Canadians with.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, it's a school food program that has not served a single solitary meal.
That's the thing. The school food program is not up and running right now. And funny, the date is April 1st, 2024 here. So this is it's a Canadian website. It's a government website. Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, a national school food program to set kids up for success. This is dated April 1st, 2024. They haven't set the kids up yet. This still hasn't happened. They haven't served a single meal. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau today announced a new national school food program with an investment of $1 billion. Geez, what are you eating? Over 5 years. The program, included in Budget 2024, will launch with the target of providing meals to 400,000 more kids every year. But this hasn't started yet. Like it says here, for moms and dads, it will mean the peace of mind that your kids are taken care of and do not go hungry. How about you just lower the grocery prices? For me, this is just like, how come you haven't started this yet? You keep on talking in every House of Commons thing about the National School Food Program, the school food program isn't even in effect. And I'd rather feed my own kids. I make their lunches. My kid is older now, but the younger one, I make his lunch and I know what goes in it and he eats his lunch. And if you have affordable groceries in the first place, you know what your kids like. You don't need a national school food program, especially this thing they keep squawking about that isn't even in effect yet, for God's sake.
I should say, if there's a kid coming to school consistently, though, without lunch or they're being neglected at home, that is a different story. I'm not talking about that. That needs to be looked into. If the teacher notices, they need to talk to the parents, or that might be an MCFD situation. But I'm just talking about regular kids that are not being abused or neglected.
Mr. Speaker, with so many empty stomachs, isn't it just a little bit wacko to be raising carbon taxes on farmers and food?
Yeah. Oh God, is he going to get in trouble for saying that word wacko? But another thing is when you institute a program like this, you hire a lot of government administrators to oversee this. It creates sort of more government jobs. But so they've established this thing. I guess you got to hire people, and that costs money and that takes money. I think, is this just like a government admin sort of cloak and veil type of thing? When is the food going to get to the schools? I say screw that. It's a school food program with no food so far. Never mind that. Just lower the grocery prices and stop going on our farms and affecting our food. Let us grow the food the way we want and cut the bloody tax. Cut the carbon tax. What do you got to say, Trudeau?
Mr. Speaker, we announced the National Food School program in the budget, and just after question period today, the Conservatives have an opportunity to vote in favor of that National School Food program.
Get it going.
Initiatives that are going to help hundreds of thousands of kids across this country, and indeed millions of Canadians with the high cost of living. But he's going to stand there and vote against it, Mr. Speaker, to prevent it from delivering the help Canadians need. We will keep going on delivering support for Canadians, and we will keep going on putting more money in the pockets of 8 out of 10 Canadians with our price on pollution that supports Canadian families and successfully fights climate change.
Oh, Lord, what a load of garbage that is. First of all, everybody knows you need that carbon in the atmosphere. You know, what is carbon? Carbon is 1 carbon, 2 oxygen. That's what it is. Do you not need that in the atmosphere? And it hasn't gone up by that much, and you're punishing us? Oh, for goodness sake, he keeps saying that about we're going to, give you money back and fight climate change. No, in BC, you don't get the money back. In Nunavut, I don't think you do. And I think in Quebec, you don't get the rebate back. And the rebate doesn't stack up. It's not enough. The gas price is too high to drive around. It's too much. It is driving inflation. And for how many years do you want to do this? Cut the crap. Cut the crap. We don't want these stupid electric cars that you can turn off anyway. Another thing that they always go on about is Pharmacare. But anyway, moving forward on Pharmacare for Canadians. All right. This is May 24th, 2024. You don't have this going already? You're still moving forward? You've been in power for 9 years. When are you going to get there? You're like molasses. But from what I can see, the two things, so in February 2024, the Government of Canada introduced C-64, the Pharmacare Act, that puts forward the plan for National Universal Pharmacare. But the two things that they're very focused on is coverage for contraceptives, which will mean that 9 million Canadians of reproductive age will have better access to contraception and support their sexual and reproductive health. The second thing is diabetes. So diabetes is a complex disease that has no cure but can be treated with safe and effective medications. However, 1 in 4 Canadians with diabetes has reported not following their treatment plan due to cost. So Mark Holland, the Minister of Health, you know him, he's the one that says you shouldn't take road trips because that's being carbon greedy with your family. No summer vacations or no road trips. So what are you supposed to do? Stay in your room and play video games all day? He says Canadians should be able to get the prescription drugs they need. Our Pharmacare plan will help 9 million Canadians have freedom over their sexual and reproductive health. Our plan will make sure more than 3 million Canadians with diabetes get the medication. So they're focused on these two things, sexual, reproductive health and diabetes. What about everything else? What about all the other medications that you could possibly need? This is it? I don't understand this. So the things that they always squawk about in the House of Commons when they're being taken to tax is they always say, "Oh, the Conservatives don't support Pharmacare." Well, you've only covered two things in Pharmacare. What about everything else? For so far, it's like condoms and needles, right? And then they talk about the school food program, which isn't even there's no food in the food program yet. And then they talk about the dental thing, the seniors, the 18 and under, and the seniors. Okay, we will give you a little bit on the dental thing, but that's it. That's all you've done. I think Canadians are tired of not being able to afford things. I know certainly Americans are feeling the struggle too, and people are feeling the struggle all over. Thank you so much for watching this video today. My Rumble channel name, I started a new channel. So if you subscribe to me over here, which I really, really appreciate anybody who subscribes to me, it's just the name is hard to say, right? I started this channel here. So just search my name, Anita Krishna, capital A, capital K, no space. My old channel name was this, Anita K. I started a new channel. It's this. So I don't know how we're going to go. This is a little work in progress. So wherever you happen to be watching this, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, following me, listening to me. I really appreciate it. Okay, take care. Have a great day.